Cardinals Chiefs Week 11 preview. The storyline.
You know, I think the biggest key to the game is the mental attitude of the Arizona Cardinals at this point in time. The fact that they're 3-6, they've lost 4 in a row. Right now they're traveling to play the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead, a very difficult place to play. And although it doesn't look good on paper, because the Kansas City Chiefs, #1 in rushing the football in the NFL, #1 in rushing attempts in the NFL, and #4 in average yards per carry. This is a team that lines up and pounds the football. And of course, the Arizona Cardinals, from time to time, have really had problems stopping the run. So it doesn't match up well on paper. Yet at the same time, the best thing the Cardinals have going for them right now is the fact that every time their back has been against the wall, they have responded. Here in the Ken Whisenhunt era, they have been resilient. This is the time to do it right now, because I think they have to draw a line in the sand. If they do not win this game, it's going to be very tough this season.
Matchup to watch for.
Couple of matchups for the Arizona Cardinals to concentrate on this weekend against the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, it starts with stopping the run. Jamal Charles, Thomas Jones. How are the Arizona Cardinals going to deal with those two guys, rushing tandems in all the National Football League? And the other is something they've already had to deal with twice so far this season. The crowd, the noise, the atmosphere. They didn't handle it well in Seattle. They did, obviously, in Minnesota. The difference in Minnesota, they were able to stay in that game, get the big lead, and effectively take the crowd out of them. It didn't help in the last couple of minutes when the crowd got back into the game, but the longer the Arizona Cardinals can keep the game close and even take the lead against Kansas City will do a lot in terms of their ability to stay in that game and keep the crowd out of it.
Fantasy question.
All right, big fantasy angle this week as the Cardinals go to Kansas City. First of all, Arrowhead, a tough place to play. I'm not really digging a whole lot of Cardinals this week as far as fantasy starts. However, on the flip side, got to point out a couple real good starts from the Kansas City Chiefs. Look, the Cardinals have had a hard time stopping the run, so why wouldn't you go with Jamal Charles or Thomas Jones? If you have one of them, think about putting them in your lineup. And the way I look at it, the Arizona Cardinals have a hard time stopping the pass right now as well. Look what Mike Williams, big wide receiver, did to him last week. This week, Dwayne Bowe, who is on fire right now. Big wide receiver. I would definitely throw Dwayne Bowe in my starting lineup.
Prediction.
Well, if we put a fork in the Arizona Cardinals last week after that loss to Seattle, the fat lady is definitely going to be singing this week after the game against Kansas City at Arrowhead Stadium. Tough place to play, cold weather, Cardinals not very good on the road, and the Cardinals having all sorts of problems. They can't run the ball, they can't throw the ball, they've got defensive issues in the secondary covering people. This Kansas City team is a little bit better than they have been in previous years. Going into this year, they were 10-38 in their last 3 years, but Kansas City's competitive now. They're doing a really good job. They got a chance to win the NFC West. The Raiders are in front right now, but Kansas City desperately needs this win to keep pace with the Raiders and try to win that the AFC West. The Cardinals in the NFC West, they lose this game, we know that it's going to be over. I like Kansas City to win this game by about 10 points. Give me 30-20. I like the Chiefs to take care of the Cardinals.